All right, guys, welcome back. Well, I think it's a welcome back. At this point, this is just like a retired hiatus for me. I end up leaving, and I just don't know when I will make another episode. But welcome back, guys, to Extra Sauce with Mo. I'm your boy Mo, and I want to say exactly what you're thinking, but just with a little bit more sauce. So this week, I had a lot of stuff happen, y'all. So first and foremost, your boy has been invited to his first wedding. All right. Along with getting invited to my first wedding as a guest, comes a lot of responsibility. So what do I mean by that? Guys, I wasn't told, but I just automatically assumed that I should go buy a nice little suit, tux, whatever it is, for a wedding, especially since it's my first time. So I have a friend, and I always ask them when we go to the gym, like, hey, so-and-so, this is the first time I'm going to a wedding, and it's an African wedding. So I try to get the rundown from him. I was like, yo, is there anything that I need to do? Anything that I can't wear? Should I be getting like traditional wear? Am I supposed to? He was like, nah, just go get any suit and you be good. Just go get a nice suit. I was like, all right, cool, a nice suit. So your boy does what any other guy would do. I go to KNG, right? And I have never realized what it means to be overwhelmed shopping until that day. I went into KNG and I bopped my way in there. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get in, get out. I took off that day for I knew I was gonna go look for a suit and among other things. And just in general, I told myself, I'm gonna take my time. So at first I went in there, and as a man, my mentality was, it's not gonna take that long. It's not. So I got in there around like 10 or 11. And I was in there for at least 2 to 3 hours. I was at KNG for 2 to 3 hours. Yes, I know. It's not one of my proudest things, but it's not my fault, guys. So I walked in there. One of the gentlemen there decided to help me out. His name was Thomas. Shout out to Thomas. I don't know if they work on commission or not. I don't know how it works over there. However, he was trying to genuinely help me out. So the first thing he asked me was like, what color are you looking for? I was like, brother, I don't know. I just want a nice looking suit. He's like, okay. He looked at me and he was like, try this color. He hands me a gray suit. I was like, all right, cool. I took the top on. I put the top on, the actual suit part fit nice. I'm a 42 regular. Yeah, that's something new I learned as well. 42 regular. Not a slim fit either, because your boy, I'm a big boy. So 42 regular. I go down, I'm looking at the suits. He's helping me out for a good bit of time. And then I was like, okay, let me grab this one. So he gave me a gray one. He's like, all right, cool. Is this all you need? And I was like, well, I'm actually looking for 2 more suits. He's like, 2 more? And I was like, yeah, I want one for the wedding, specifically that I'm getting for that. I'm going to get another one for, just everyday stuff, like if I needed it for a particular thing, and another one for like a special event that might happen. So the guy got happy. Again, I could be wrong, but that's what led me to believe they might be on commission. No way my back is that big. I ain't see nothing. Anywho, so I put everything on, and then I go and I tried the suits tops out. The tops were fine, perfect, boom, we're good to go. I felt great. I looked in the mirror. I was like, damn, I look good. I was feeling myself, y'all. Then the hard part comes. So I go into the fitting rooms, and I've never done these things before. So I try on the pants. Obviously, so one thing you guys should know, they do this on purpose. So they make you find a good sized or whatever fits the top side. Like, that's not the hard part. The hard part is finding something that matches your bottom side without having to get it tailored. What do I mean by that? So I go put some pants on. Obviously, it made me look like I ate, a lot of food. Let's just say that. And the guy that was helping me out, he was like, yeah, that's no problem. Just ding this button and a tailor will come out and take your measurements. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I dinged the button, I put on the pants, and I dinged the button. Out of nowhere, some Asian lady came from the back room, and she was like, oh, you want to get altered? I was like, yes, I do. She was like, okay, cool. So this is what got me. I'm standing there getting altered, and first, obviously the pants, you got to get them hemmed up. That's that. You have to get them hemmed up. Then she kept telling me that I should probably like tighten it a little bit as well. So I didn't know what she meant like by that. Like, you trying to call me skinny? Because I'll let you know I'm a certified big boy. All right? God bless her heart though. Anywho, and then she said also bring the waist down. So the thing was, like I said, the top fit right. The bottom, I had to like whatever came with the suit because it was a 3-piece. The bottoms are always 2 to 3 sizes up. Man, I'm like a 33, maybe a 32 on a good day. These bottoms were like 36s. Okay. Now, I was like, yeah, let me get this done, this, and this. So I tried. She was like, okay, do you have any more? I was like, yeah, I got 2 more. She was like, okay, go try them on. I tried them on. She marked the pants and everything. They put the tags on there, and I was like, all right, I'm good to go. She was like, yeah, it's going to be $90. I said, oh, okay, that's not bad. $90 for all 3. She's like, oh, no, honey. Oh, no. It's going to be $90 each one. I said, what? Man, I looked at her, I looked at the suits, and then I looked at Thomas that was waiting for me to take the suits to the front. I said, yeah, homeboy, you might as well go help someone else because I'm going to be a minute. I knew I had to get a suit. I knew I did. Okay? That wasn't the problem. It was just how much I was going to spend. Because that motherfucking suit was about $259. And then if I wanted to get it tailored to fit me, it was going to be another $90. So I was expecting, because again, I ain't need no like Gucci suit. That's not me. I just want a nice suit that fit well, look good. I was expecting to spend like like $300 to $400 on 3 suits, right? Tailored and all. Because I'm going to K&G. Like, this isn't Gucci. This isn't Louis V. Like, I just want a suit. So, fast forward. I was in that place for 2 hours. So the initial interaction with Thomas and like me soon getting everything done, that was probably like 20, 30 minutes. Okay? After that, I had to go up and down, check the suits, see which one I like, what color I like, check the pants. Was it a slim fit? Was it a long fit? Was it regular fit? Did the pants have like stretchy material? Was it something that they could tailor? Was it already too long at the bottom? Dude, all I'm going to say is I'm not going to harp on this too long. That place overwhelmed me. I got a suit. Fast forward the next day. When I got the suit, I went and sat down with someone, the groom, my boy. And like, I was like, yeah, man, I finally got a suit. And my other boy also showed up. And we went to Bros J Suya. Probably butchering that. But guys, Bros J Suya. I'll tell you guys about the food later. So we sat down, we ordered some food. God damn, boy. I tell you, I spent a good amount of money for there not to be a real restaurant area. That was crazy to me. So, Bros J Suya, the food wasn't that bad. The chicken wings that I had from y'all, I know it sounds crazy. I went to an African spot and had chicken wings. Guys, I am freaking scarred by the last time I went to an African spot. It wasn't that great. I had some dry ass moi moi. The jollof rice wasn't good. What else did we have? We had some fish, and it just wasn't good. So this time I tried to play it safe because I was like, I'm hungry too. So I got jollof rice. Made it spicy with some wings from African spot. The wings were cold. The jollof rice was good. nothing to brag about. My boy's food, because I was treating him because he was the groom, his food looked good. He had the fish and some jollof and some fries. But overall, bros, Jay Suya, I give it like 6 out of 10. It just cost too much for something, and it honestly did not set the experience for me. Like, the food was decent, but if you're spending that much money, I expect it to be a lot better. A lot better. I'm not going to harp on it too much. Anyway, so we sat down, and I showed my boy. I was like, yeah, I got a suit. He was like, let me see it. I showed him the suit. Why my boy do this if this is my phone? I was like, here it is. He was like, Mo, let me see that. And then my other boy was sitting next to him. He was like, I was like, oh, hell no. I'm getting this shit tailored. He was like, Mo, you gonna look, you gonna fit in, Mo. Right with the African uncles. I was like, damn, is that a bad thing? He was like, you should just got in a solid suit. I was like, it is what it is, because your boy ain't returning it. I'm gonna look fly as hell. I'm telling y'all right now. It's a brown suit that's not really checkered, but like it has like a checkered design, like faintly. And I'm gonna wear like a black shirt, and it's a 3-piece, so it got the vest. And the pants is tailored now. Hopefully a belt is gonna hold it up the way I needed to hold up, because I ain't paid for the tailoring around the waist. But I'm gonna look fly. Saying that, I also gotta go back for another friend's wedding now. Congratulations to her as well. And get a black suit, because she told me it is a blackout event. Why couldn't it just be a brownout event? How black does a blackout event need to be? Like, can I wear brown bottoms and a black shirt, call it a day, save me some money? Or do I have to go get black, all black everything? I don't know. Moving forward, everything else was pretty cool. The summer is coming to an end, guys, but I will say this. I've been to quite a few cookouts. And one thing that y'all need to start getting in check is y'all spade manners. All right? I understand people get into it. I do too. I understand people are ready to fight. I'm ready to kill. I understand people like to argue. I love to finish the argument. Right? But I feel like there needs to be a fine line of disrespectfulness and spade expectations. I don't like when people get too into spades and then they blame it on spades when they talk reckless. And I feel like those are games that I just shouldn't play in. So I saw it happen over the weekend. And, you know, they didn't really think about it in any type of way. And like I said, guys, I've been to enough cookouts. I know what it's like when it gets hectic. I know all that stuff. But I'm going to tell y'all right now. First of all, if you stand up to play your cards in spades and you can't finish out the hand, lead a cookout. If you throw in your cards, and I'm talking about, though, you know exactly what I'm talking about, when they just be throwing that joint like a flick of the wrist, and it goes to the other side of the table, as long as it doesn't go to me, I hope you won. Because if you didn't, leave the cookout. If you get up and you throw your card and it hits me and it's on the ground and you expect me to pick it up and you over here talking reckless, leave the cookout. If you talk hot shit all your life, but then when it comes down to it, you are cutting your partner's ace, leave the cookout. All I'm going to say is this. Spades needs to have guidelines. I get it. It's a sacred thing, and I love it. I do. But I'm telling you, as I grow older, and as I hear some people talk more and more reckless, I'm going to fight back. That's all I'm saying. You're going to be like, yeah, soft ass, play this. And I'm going to be like, oh, all right, bitch ass motherfucker, hold this. And now everybody in the cookout looking at me like I'm crazy, not knowing you just called me soft. I'm going to lead a cookout. But guys, it's all fun. I love spades. Persians, we usually play bizwiz. I think that's what y'all call it. In Persia, we call it hukm. Same stuff. You pick the suit, all that. So it's really fun. I've gotten into a lot of arguments, but at the end of the day, it's really, really fun. Also, cheating in spades is a skill as well. If you can't renege the right way, don't do it, because you're going to look goofy. I reneged and I won. They tried to call it, they called the wrong one. But hey, a win is a win. Moving forward, guys, I know I talked about bros and Suya, but I really want to talk about that my local shopping center maybe like a few months ago, opened up a Charlie's cheesesteak. Now, y'all know me. If you followed me on social media at all, you guys know that I was an avid goer of carryout every Friday. But their prices has gotten very out of hands. And what do I mean by that? Guys, I used to go to carryouts when I was younger. I'm 30, so like when I was in high school, carryouts used to be like $4.95 for 3 wings, mumbo sauce all over. Cool. As time progressed, inflation happens, it became $5.95. Cool. Then it became $6.95. Cool. Then it became $7.95. Lukewarm. Then it became $8.95. I said, fuck no, I'm not doing this shit no more. Now I just go to Charlie's Cheesesteak. They got some good cheesesteaks there. Every Friday they're going to see me now. Hopefully their app starts giving me some points. But their cheesesteaks is good and I'll stand by it. Charlie's Cheesesteak, I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And the reason why I don't give it a 9 is because their fries is whack. The fries is doo-doo. Their seasoning's trash. Yeah, that's the only reason. Yeah. But other than that, a cheesesteak at Charlie's is like $11.95. But at my local carryout, that joint was $18.95. They got the game fucked up in so many different ways that they're not going to see Big Mo no more. On them. Over the weekend, I had to start... Guys, I started reffing for my local flag football leagues. It was pretty fun. I did enjoy it. Nothing out of the ordinary. It really feels different being the person that's actually making the calls. But I've been doing things like that for so long. And by that, I mean like complaining about the calls that I was like, it's time to make a difference. So catch me at your local flag football leagues. If you want to know more about them, message me. What else? Oh my God. Guys, I found a new hobby of this thing where I'm like collecting some trading cards. And I know everybody's like, oh Mo, you talked about Labubu's and grown men. Yes, I know. But again, I keep this in the house and I'm not flaunting it on my necklace. Okay? So anyways, that's not the point of the story. Yeah, I went back to Iverson Mall. So anybody in the DMV know? Iverson Mall. Yeah, I went back to Iverson Mall for the first time in a long time. I lost my way and went there. There was a card trading shop over there. Yeah, I have legitimately not been this scared to walk from my car in the parking lot to the mall in a while. What happened? So I pulled up. The mall's entrance is pretty weird. That's cool. That's not a problem. Then I pull up into the parking side. There's like a few cars parked there. And for some strange reason, there's like a Crown Vic all tinted out, raised on 26s, just parked there. Y'all, I had everything go through my mind. I was like, man, Mo, it ain't worth it. Fuck this shit. Let's go. And granted, it might have been a very nice guy. I just profiled it at this point. Because I know Crown Vics, Iverson Mall. I've seen, if you're from the DMV, you know the horror stories that has happened in Iverson Mall. And I was not trying to be on the headline of one of them. That's just me. I walked by this Crown Vic. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a pretty big dude. At least I like to believe so. And like when people walk with me, they always say they feel protected. But man, I was coming from somewhere. Man, I was coming from somewhere and I had like jewelry on. I had like a little nice watch. I had my slacks on, a polo shirt, some hard bottom shoe boots. And I just looked like I exuded money even though I was broke. And I walked by this Crown Vic. It cracked its door open. Y'all, I ain't gonna lie. I think my heart spiked like 10 beats. And I looked back. So at that point, if they were trying to rob me, they knew for a fact, yeah, this is an easy one. Because I was scared. I didn't know who it was. I don't know who in the car, who was in the car. But it was just parked right next to the sidewalk. All blacked out. For some reason, it was just parked there. And like I said, someone was in the car. I don't know who. Got no idea who. But it is what it is. I got up in there, and as soon as I got into the mall to get to the store that I was trying to get to, I tried to speed talk my way through talking to the guy for something I was looking for. Because the whole time I was thinking, what if my car gets broken into? What if that Crown Vic? Again, this is all speculations, but I was just scared, and I'm just telling y'all because, what if that Crown Vic was a watch? And they were just trying to tell me or tell their people, like, yeah, he just went in, he not back. Y'all could get into that car. Like, everything went through my mind. I got back, I walked through, Crown Vic was still parked there. Door cracked open a little bit more. I did not look into the car, so I still don't know who was in that joint. But I'll tell you one thing, when I was walking to my car, I looked back at least 6 times. Your boy looked back, I don't care, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I was nervous. My Apple Watch thought I was working out because my heartbeat elevated. But we got out of there. Yeah, guys, I mean, this week has been very busy. Very, very busy. And the NFL just started as well, which is really cool. I'm an Eagles fan. Go Birds, right? I love the Eagles. Game was okay, but if anybody saw, I don't know what the fuck was going on with Jalen Carter. Now, for all those that are like, we don't care about the NFL, let me just tell you this. 2 grown men started spitting on each other. I don't know what or where or how this happened. I got no idea, but we got to do better. Because as a grown man, what do you do if a guy spits on you? What do you do? Because Dak Prescott ain't do nothing. But, they're in a different environment. But in public, what would you do? Like, do you just have to automatically, pop off? Do you have to pull out your gun? Do you have to just get into a fight? Obviously, something has to happen, right? So, what is the acceptable reaction to getting smacked? Oh, yeah, you're going to square up. Yes, I get it. But how much damage are you doing? Like, really, how much damage are you expected to do? You with your girl, you walk and some guy just spits. It hits your shoe. What now? I don't know. For me, I'm going to be real with you, because I don't tell no lies. I got to size up the dude. Boy, I tell you, if motherfucker look like Hulk Hogan spitting on my shoe, it is what it is. It's on my shoe. I'll be like, what the fuck? I don't make a scene. But then, if he spits on me, and I'm with my girl, or if I'm with my wife, or something, I'm going to just have to take that L, y'all. I'm going to have to try and fight him. Because then your wife going to think, or your girl going to think, you're not a man if you don't do nothing, right? What if you throw the woman in front? Let her just yell and be like, baby, it's okay, gaslight the situation. How about if you do that? Can we do that? Because, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if he my size, then we're fighting. I mean, that's it. It is what it is. If I have an inkling of a thought that I could take him, we're fighting. Now, if he's Buck Diesel, yeah. I don't know. Nor do I want to find out. But yeah, guys, that was my week. I know it was a lot that happened. I might have over-explained some things, but it was relatively simple. You know, got my suit. I got some Charlies. I ran from the hood. I exercised while being scared. And finally, I realized the Eagles are the best team in the NFC East. Go Birds, baby. That's been the episode, guys. Really appreciate y'all. And as always, this is your boy Mo. And I'm going to say exactly what you're thinking, just with a little bit extra sauce. Thanks again, guys.